Multiple hospitals across the nation, they have paused now gender-affirming care for minors, and that's because of an executive order by President Trump.
It is excellent news that these experimental and harmful gender procedures have been paused for minors. However, it is kind of unbelievable and makes me lose a lot of faith in the system that it took an executive order from President Trump in order to stop this rather than a scientific review like they did in the UK, or just that doctors ever started doing this to young people in the first place.
Getting gender-affirming care in New York may have just gotten a little harder for young people.
We have gotten messages from dozens of trans patients at both NYU Langone and Mount Sinai to say that their appointments for gender-affirming care have been canceled.
Councilmember Tiffany Caban represents the 22nd District and is the co-chair of the LGBTQIA+ caucus. She issued a press release on this Sunday saying medical providers are being intimidated by President Donald Trump.
You took an oath to do no harm, and denying access to gender-affirming care is the definition of doing harm.
No, it's the complete opposite. Gender-affirming care is the definition of harm. These doctors took the Hippocratic Oath, which means they have a responsibility to protect these young patients, and they are doing the very opposite of that by performing these experimental sterilizing procedures that destroy the function of healthy body parts.
Pointing to an executive order signed by President Trump just last week, it targets gender-affirming care for transgender people under 19, saying the U.S. government, quote, will not fund or support the so-called transition of a child from one sex to another, end quote, using words like mutilation, maiming, and sterilizing.
I'm glad that the executive order is using honest language because those terms are exactly what this is. Again, it is destroying the function of healthy body parts for these kids.
What they're saying with these executive orders is they don't just want to take our rights away, they want to eradicate trans people.
This is not taking rights away from anyone or saying that we want trans identifying children to be eradicated. Going through natural puberty and becoming the adult that you're meant to become is a right, and no doctor has the right to take that away from a child, especially when they don't have the capacity to understand the repercussions of this.
Among those 13 to 17 years old, 1.4% are trans.
These kids may be identifying as something other than their biological sex, but trans is an ideology. Believing that discomfort or confusion with your biological sex means that you are meant to be another gender or that you're born in the wrong body is an ideology, and it's an ideology that's leading these kids down this path of irreversible medical procedures.